Hello, good afternoon, good evening. It's 12 hours here in Calgary, Alberta. This is Elias Moonsha coming to you live on Facebook Live and YouTube. So thank you for joining me today. I'm going to give you the chance and opportunity to share with as many people as possible because we don't want you to have fun alone. You've got to share this love around with as many people as possible. We have a few things to get through to today, but today we've got to just recognize and acknowledge the passing of opposition leader Lukuku, Mr. Lukuku, who passed away in Lusaka, and he was buried today. What a loss to the nation, and may his soul rest in peace. As an opposition leader, I think because Zambian leadership does not only comprise of those that are in the ruling party, but rather everyone, including the opposition. And so may the soul of Mr. Lukuku, Msendeka Lukuku, rest in peace. What a patriot he was, and we shall definitely remember him. He contributed to the greatness of our country, and may his soul rest in peace. We send our condolences to the family and to his political party as well. May they find the strength that they need during this very difficult time so that our Zambia continues to grow and grow in its greatness, right? So thank you very much for joining me today. Please share with as many people as possible. Further, please, if you've not yet subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please do so. Okay. So the first thing that, after talking about the passing of Mr. Lukuku, now the next thing that we must deal with is Bill 10. And the reason why we must talk about it is because it's the biggest thing that happened in Zambia last week. On Friday, when I came live to you, I said we are not going to say much about Bill 10 so that we give the opportunity to the government. We give the opportunity to His Excellency, the President of our Republic, to say something about Bill 10. Not only were we going to react and see how the direction of our conversation can go, so that's what we were doing. So we waited. We waited on Friday, we waited on Saturday, we waited on Sunday, and today is Tuesday. We have not received a very concrete document or concrete opinion from the president about Bill 10. All we are getting are a little nuances here and there where he's saying that no matter what happened to Bill 10, life still goes on, and they are hoping that they're going to win next year's elections. It shows you something. It shows you that the Patriotic Front was not really, it's not a very serious government. The Patriotic Front Party, they are not a very serious party. They are not a very serious government at all. Because under normal circumstances, if you as a government, you propose a far-ranging law as deep penetrating as Bill 10, you would expect that if it either passes or fails, you're going to go back to the people of Zambia and talk to the people of Zambia about what happened. And so it is shocking that the president is doing what we used to call Inchuempala, amaigno. Imagine a person proposes Bill 10. Bill 10 fails to go through parliament. And then the president, achaya maigno, completely ignores the issue, does not acknowledge it. So you begin wondering, so this thing was not important to him, or he's so disappointed that he has no opinion about it. There is no strategic input at all. You see, they are just doing it into pante. They're just doing things as long as they are doing. There is no strategic vision. So what is it that they were trying to attain in Bill 10? If Bill 10 fails, don't you go back to the people of Zambia to explain, oh, we had this huge thing that we were working on, now it has failed, and this is the alternative that we are going to do, or something like that. You explain to the people of Zambia. But this goes to show how Chipante works. Because under Chipante, you really don't know what is important, what is not important. You just try to do things. And so it is extremely sad, but not surprising because we knew that the Patriotic Front really had no vision about what they were trying to do. Now, the problem with other people that are reacting to Bill 10, particularly members of the Patriotic Front, is I'm extremely disappointed. And the reason why I'm disappointed is they have continued to lie about Bill 10. We were hoping that after they failed to pass it in Parliament, they were going to be a little bit humble, and come a little bit down and be normal. But no, they have continued to perpetuate lies. They have continued to misrepresent what Bill 10 was all about. For example, they're now claiming that because Bill 10 failed, it means delimitation of constituencies is going to be affected. Again, there is no relationship between Bill 10 and delimitation of constituencies. There is no connection. It is like sand and the planet of Mars. There is no connection. Or somebody is talking about the planet of Mars and somebody else is talking about fish. There is no connection between a planet Mars and a concept of fish. Absolutely none. In the same way, there is no connection whatsoever between Bill 10 and the delimitation exercise of constituencies in Zambia. Now, because the Patriotic Front, you begin wondering, do they do this thing deliberately? Mufulo, there is no connection between delimitation and Bill 10. But you try to create a connection and try to create a scandal that does not exist. Okay? There is absolutely no connection between Bill 10 and the delimitation exercise in Zambia. The delimitation of constituencies in Zambia is, under our constitution, given to the Electoral Commission of Zambia. So the Electoral Commission of Zambia will be doing it every 10 years, is it? They're going to consider the census, and then they're going to propose to cabinet how the new constituencies are going to be delimited. That's what the law says. After they do that, then they take the delimitation proposal to cabinet, and then cabinet takes it to parliament, and then parliament passes it into law. That is the procedure that is done with delimitation of constituencies. Now, it is extremely shocking and surprising that the PF say that no, Bill 10 is linked to delimitation of constituencies. There is absolutely no connection. Bill 10 itself does not even address the issue of delimitation. There is no there is no section in Bill 10 where it's talked about the delimitation of constituencies. And so it is shocking. What it is it is a lie. You see, the Patriotic Front are a government of liars. What sort of government is this? Okay? So, can they still do the delimitation? Yes, they can still do the delimitation. They can come up with a bill that is known as the Delimitation of Constituencies Bill of 2020. They can come up with that and present it before Parliament, and Parliament can vote on it. Delimitation or New Constituencies Amendment Bill or something like that. They can still do it. Right? So if they say that they're not going to do it, it's not because the law does not allow them. The law is there already. Okay? Delimitation. No connection whatsoever. The other thing is the Public Order Act. Now, I saw one of the gentlemen talk about how Bill 10 is connected to the Public Order Act. Again, there is no connection between Bill 10 and the Public Order Act and what the police are doing. There is absolutely no connection. So now the Patriotic Front, because it is a government of liars, they're just beginning to catch things mumwela. So about Bill 10. There is no connection. What the police are doing, the abuse of police powers today has nothing to do with Bill 10. What the police are doing right now is that they are abusing the law, they are abusing the Constitution, and they are abusing the very Public Order Act. For example, under the Constitution, people have freedom of association and assembly. It means that I can meet with 2 or 3 or 4 or more people. I do not need a police permit for me to meet with others. I do not need, Zambians do not need permits to meet with others under our constitution. What happened in Ndola? 3 UPND members were meeting, having a private meeting in their private home. The police invaded their house and arrested them for unlawful assembly. Now, that is an abuse of common sense and the law and the constitution. That has nothing to do with Bill 10. So even if Bill 10 passed, in fact, Bill 10 would have made those instances much worse. Again, we ask ourselves, why is it that even after Bill 10 fails, the Patriotic Front continues to lie about it? There is no connection. What the police are doing, in fact, if you had kateka wa mano wino wa teka nyano kushipa, ngeulebeba bakapokola okuleka ififi ya kuikata abantu for no reason. Abantu na bachitafe meet batatu mwayamu kubeka that it's unlawful assembly. What kind of nonsense is that? It's first of all illegal. The police should not be doing that. It's an abuse of power. Secondly, thirdly, it's contrary to the Constitution of Zambia, which guarantees citizens the freedom of association. Let me say this again. This idea that Zambians need a permit from the police to meet is not constitutional. It's illegal. It's not the law. It's not the law of the land. It's only when you are going to meet abengi mwalachi divisha Public Order Act yalanda nga mwalachi divisha kuya chita informu bakapokoloko bati tulefu okukumana pali buno obubushiku tukachidivisha elo nomba bakapokola bamyafuirishako to keep the peace bakapokola ukumyafuirisha to keep security. It's not that Zambians need permission of the police. Zambians do not need permission of the police. No. So 2 or 3 people can meet because there is no confusion in Mchalo. You know what I mean? So Baka Pokola cannot begin stopping 3 people from meeting because there is no confusion. There is nothing like that. So again, there is no connection between the Public Order Act and Bill 10. What else are they lying? Now, they're lying about the fact that Bill 10 was going to increase the representation of youth, women, and the disabled in parliament. That is a lie. There is no connection, again, between Bill 10 and women, youth, and the disabled. In fact, women, youth, and the disabled appears nowhere in that document that was rejected on Thursday. Nowhere. The only place that talks about youth in the bill is when they are defining the youth. They say that the youth is from age 18 to age 34. That is the only place where the word youth appears. In other words, in Bill 10, there is no section that explains that Bill 10 was going to allow the participation of youth, women, and the disabled. Now, where did the Patriotic Front get this lie from? I don't know. It is because it is a government of liars. They thought that you, as the people of Zambia, were not going to read. They thought that you were not going to read Bill 10. And so they put all these lies in it. All these lies. They kept saying things that are not part of the bill. We caught them. You, the people of Zambia, caught them. But what is even painful is that they continue today to say things that are just not true. What was Bill 10 going to do? You might want to ask. We have said over and over and over. The reason why President Lungu wanted Bill 10, the principal reason. Now, I know some have other reasons like Bill 10 was going to give Lungu a 3rd term. That is not the issue. The issue with Bill 10 was that it was going to empower President Lungu to change parliament at any time that he wishes. That was the huge problem with Bill 10. Forget about anything else. The biggest issue with Buten was that it was going to empower parliament to change itself, its composition at any point, at any time. So if President Lungu wants women from Chadiza to be part of parliament, he could just go and pass a simple law, and he's going to have as many MPs as he wishes. That was the problem. What was the consequence that that thing was going to have on elections next year? It meant that if Bill 10, for example, passed on Thursday, on Friday, they were going to come up with a law that was going to fundamentally change the structure of the Zambian parliament. That is what they wanted to do. They will just be changing parliament when they want to. They can increase constituencies in their strongholds and reduce constituencies in what they perceive to be opposition strongholds. That is what they were going to do. What was Bill 10 going to do? Bill 10 was going to reintroduce deputy ministers. That was what it was going to do. Bill 10 was going to make all these MPs and ministers to continue serving in government even after the dissolution of parliament, which means that there will be ministers in power for good. They will still be accessing government resources while parliament is closed, while parliament is not in session. They will still have access to government resources. That is what it means. What else? Bill 10 said that the cabinet, and in this case, it is the Patriotic Front cabinet, they would be given the power to go and borrow Kaloba without parliamentary oversight. What this means is this. You see, every year, there is this budget that the Minister of Finance reads, which is one of the most useless documents ever in the history of our country, unfortunately. Now, Bill 10 was even going to make it worse. Why was Bill 10 going to make it worse? So that person would read, the minister would read the budget speech. But as he is reading that budget speech, Patriotic Front cabinet will be going to borrow without parliamentary oversight, which means the reading and passing of the law in parliament, connected to the budget, you know, that reading of the budget that the lawmakers pass is inconsequential. They can put it aside and go borrow billions and billions more to fund their own programs outside parliamentary oversight. That is what Bill 10 was going to do. But they say, no, all that aside, just pass it. It is the law that is in the interest of the people of Zambia. The people of Zambia have read it, and the people of Zambia have revolted against it, and the people of Zambia, through their elected MPs, they rejected it on Thursday. So what are we looking for? A little humility. Now, a little humility is not only humility. No. Ukutekanya kwa ukerenka umuntu alemoneka fyo watekanya pamenso. No, that is enough. That is not enough. Tulefwa yo kumono umuntu watekanya mumichitire in how you are governing. Ukutekanya in the way you are governing. Echo tulefwa yo kumona. Ukutekanya mumitekere. No kuleko kubepo obufi. Because even the vice president has fallen into the same trap, lying about Bill 10. Echo ndandira. We muntunga wako ta ngefinde kota ine kuchefya nyako obufi. Mama, kuchefya kule kokubeba bantu we mukotengo lebeba. What will happen to the young people these days have no respect. Kukweberapo atuweka kote uliwa obufi. So even all these intimidation to wale bomfiakale ayakoba tabashini naba kulubufi fiari change inonshita. This is .com age. In this .com age nganiwe weka kote wina weka kote waimini na parliament wambo okubepa na kamwa iche kumirenge kuimini na imwe bamboya muri babufi. That's the thing. No, but tulande what else should we say? Abakotenga barebe patio abakote barera ndefshinka. Not in this generation. If you're in a kanji finde kota obufi nintambo kuchef yanyako. You know? Pantu chivi sana we mukote we wabufi. So now this government yaba longo ni government yaba kote ababufi. It's extremely terrible. It's embarrassing. Bantu, it's extremely terrible. Anyway, so that is what Butane was going to do. And then the other bizarre thing, Butane was going to tie. This is the change that they were proposing. That the Attorney General, who serves at the pleasure of the President, let me explain this a little bit. The President in our country is the central figure in the administration. So his executive serve at his pleasure. So the executive serves at the pleasure of the President. Okay, they all serve at the pleasure of the President. The Attorney General is appointed by the President, and the Attorney General serves at the pleasure of the President, which means the President appoints someone, Parliament recommends the appointments or approves the appointment, but that Attorney General serves at the pleasure of the President, which means anytime the President can dismiss the Attorney General because the Attorney General serves at the pleasure of the President. In Butane, they wanted to change that. They wanted to say that the Attorney General is going to have a secure term of office. It's bizarre. The Attorney General is going to have a secure term of office that is tied to the tenure of the President. Never in the history of the executive has that ever happened, where people who are supposed to serve at the President's pleasure, they are given a term of office that is tied to that President's tenure. You see how bizarre it is? So we are wondering what was going on. So this is what was happening in Butane. They were just throwing in things that would favor them. So if Attorney General thinks that this thing is going to favor him, he throws it in. If Lubinda and his pseudo-intellectual quacks want something that is going to favor them, they throw it in. At the end of the day, they came up with a document that is so disjointed and confused, completely disjointed. You can't even make sense out of it. That is what they wanted to do in Butane. But when the people of Zambia woke up to this reality, you know what happened? The Patriotic Front started lying again, because I've told you. So now they said we are trying to make firm the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation. Zambia is already a Christian nation. If everybody folk become mulomo, they wanted to make Zambia into a Pentecostal nation. Zambia is already a Christian nation, and it's a Christian nation with several other different denominations. Now, what Butane wanted to do, among the people, denominations. Because if you say that you are going to follow Christian morality, the question is, we have several denominations, Christian denominations in Zambia, and their moralities are completely different. Jehovah's Witnesses, inte isha kwa Jehovah. Balando kwebat, ama politics, fia kwa satana. You understand that? Vachitawala. Ama politics. Na national anthem tabembako. Na flag tabachitako salute. No. As far as they are concerned, if you say fia muchalo, fia kwa satana. No, if you say that you're going to follow Christian morality and Christian ethics, does that include the Christian morality ya bachitawala? Because na vena Kristu kaidi. Imo mwana watu bachitawala ni man, te vena Kristu. So there is already confusion there, because na bachitawala vene kuti balandoko batawe na ifwe tuli na Kristu. If we are saying that you are going to follow Christian morality, yesu ya bachitawala ni nshkanshi nama politics fionse fide keni. No kuimbama national anthem to alale ko kuimbama national anthem. That's why the state does not need to be the arbitrator of religious doctrine. Ngamwalanda tumulibe na Kristu jofine peleleni apo pene. Nomba imanga chaptula mwatampa kukula leta umulomo. Nishmo alufia nyakaide. The other thing is, Zambia, Zambia. So this idea about no, this is the country. Lesomu ino wapangile Zambia. Our people tulubi adibaleka in Zambia. They're still there in Zambia. No, how can you come as a government ukulando ko that you were a Christian morality government? Our people tulubi bonse to ala batamfiamo. Ala mweba ume. Leso mwine uwa wabumbire. Emo bachite. Pantu chalo chakwe. elo mwasala ndati yo mkwai bonsi bali abapepemi pashisha chimuntu, they shouldn't do it. Ine pente tulaya muku bapeperera bali abapepemi pashisha chimuntu oku bapeperera sana na ma deliverance. That's what I need to do. Now, the government should not be doing that, because when the government does that, you know what happens? It creates confusion. It creates preference of one religious denomination over another. No. Imwe bapentenga mlefu yo kuyatamfie ngulu shachi muntu. Kabieni fe mushitamfie. You have all those freedoms. Umulomo kuleta government. Ea kovati ambo kumiafuirisha to overthrow. Ama spirits yachi muntu. So those nyama, whatever it is in Kariba, nangwemipa shishakwa makumba kubwa ushi. Ishakwa makumba. Imipa shishakwa makumba. Imipa shishabwa ushi. Gata mule shifuaya mule foko shitamfia. Kabieni mushipeperere mushitamfie. Do not involve the government. Yo. That's what we were saying about the Christian morality thing. Number, some of you, it's because we don't want to. We are not. We are Satanists. We are not wanting to have the Christian nation. We are already a Christian nation. So chitawala. Vakatolika vena na Holy Communion walwa. Wine. Vakatolika. Mwali yako kuli vakatolika imwe. Wine. It's part of the Holy Communion. Ngabaya mukunwa wine. It's wine. Number if we pente wine lubembo tatufika kono kupalamina tatupalaminako. So which Christian morality are you going to take? Because to asumina if we pente ko bad mubwalwa emu abasatana. If we pente mumwangashi emu abasatana. So kanshita tuikatako if we kuli wine wa pente. Ninjishwa kwa wa pente abanwa. So bonse mwa pente mwe banwa ndemisoka muleke. So if it was minoko bati mubwalwa emwa abasatana mubwalwa fyakwa satana. Nomba bakatolika banensu bena mubwalwa emwa emulopa wakwa Yesu wine eidi abaya mukunwa. Etemwa emulopa wakwa Kristo over the Holy Communion wine. So number imwe mulo moyo wako bati we're going to have Christian morality and Christian ethics. Iyo mkwai. Efyo tuwale chitila resist in biutenu kwa bati. Balungu balefu afyo kubonfyo kwina Kristo waba pente. Epela. To try and push through all these other things. Efyo balefu wa. Nomba efyo tuwa bako na bueno. Bachimpempe. Bachimpempe inkumba. Mubepshe bachimpempe. Mubepshe bachimpempe. Bushemula dienkumba. They'll tell you no. Why? Because inkumba shakwa satana. Now, it's not only inkumba. Even this is the diversity of our country. Forever netulifye buino. Bapente bali busy. They are okay. Bachitawala bali busy. They are okay. Bakatolika bali busy. They are okay. They are doing very fine. Extremely well. Na bachimpempe na bobene balifye buino. Number ukuleto mulomoko what we've got to become a Pentecostal country. Me, as a Pentecostal preacher, I say, not with the help of the government. No. Iyo mkwai. Ubuteko bufuire bwaibela. Iyo nga niwe pente, niwe president pente. You are president pente jofine. But you are also president of people that do not worship God, that do not adhere to Christian values, that are not Christian. Nama Muslims bonse niweka teka ebuka teka. So nombero tuwala ndiro kwa what government must not be based on all these things you are claiming at yom kwa itulefo afishan. Ero nomba kwa some of our people bapente bebere no kanshi if you don't believe in this you don't believe in God. Kui Apo even people in China, which is a secular state. They still they are believers there. Jehovah is still reigning over China and Nigeria. Our Nigerian counterparts, Nigeria, they fight to keep Nigeria a secular country. This is very important. Christians in Nigeria, they would do everything to fight to keep Nigeria secular. The Nigerian government secular. Because they say it's what? It's a secular government. Number 4, we're already a Christian government, but it's not enough. Tulefo anomba ukuchidivisha no kuchita confuse sana. For what? For the sake of sectarian interests. Bantu telesa. bantu kwena imwe bapente ngachakuti particularly bapente abatemwa sana lungu na patriotic front imwendela ndako. If you were truly concerned, you should have been concerned about what he's doing. Lukuku afwa, an opposition leader afwa, no word. No word from your so-called Christian president. No word of sympathy. Nothing. An opposition leader. Okay, that Lukuku is an opposition leader is not significant. No, what about these other opposition leaders? Abomua Palamika. That address the nation every day on ZNBC. Abakalamba bandi ba Musoma. Elisha Wright King Musoma. Every day on ZNBC. Nomba uyumbie na afwa, you can't nakareka sympathy fyaka wuntu. No word. Imoba pente, tadi nomba kuya, particularly imoba pentes like me. Nomba mweba pente abatonga. Pentecostal leaders mweba tonga na abalozi na shani. Pentecostal leaders. How can you tolerate a government that says it is a Christian government and every day it incites violence against your people? You tell me. Dora Silia in Petaoke, is it Sinda? Kuchpata, somewhere, Kuchpata. Saying things about Abatonga. And then today mwasana that yom kwai ni nena alufienye pantu aya opposed bill 10. Abantu abale teka, bringing confusion in the country. Mule bale kati yo chirifia bueno. Ni mweba kulanda. Imweba pente mweba tonga na baloze. You have you have the moral right to stand up to this government. No kubeba. This kind of tribalism is not tolerable. It cannot be tolerated in a Christian country. Ewina Kristo. Ewina Kristo. Inepalwandi kwena ngawaimini nani wewo ntungulushi wambo kusho baba ushi. I can't I will tell you off. I will not even yom quiet yosha. No. Ngawatampo kusho baba ushi. You are in trouble. Why should you? Yo mwewa ushi muli tuipi shani watubulu muli bepi yo. You'll be extremely shocked. Ndemyebera pofi. Obufumu buchindika abene. Nomba imwe, you must speak up and say, no, this is not Christianity. Te wina Kristo ubu yo. Ibu satana. Nibu satana. Pando nga mutonga wala andire viria ba mama Dora siria wala andire kusinda. Ngana tuluika la pano. Ngana tuluika la. Just put the very words that Doris Leah said. Put it in the mouth of a tonga. Mumfwe. Ngana tuluika la. Zeten bisinga elu imbobale imba pofechira wishko. What we are asking is fairness. Kuba fe fair. If you kuteka wino. Ukuteka wino. Ukuteka embwa. Mano. Ukuteka wino. No ukuita abantu atutupuba. Utupuba. Ati mwe tupuba. Nimo mulekana. Na biuten mwe tupuba. Nimo mwakene. Nganina nanda. Yo munshete ufiro kubomvye language. Uyo wabomveshe language. Utupuba. No ututa sana. In a Christian nation, na Bishop Baimini during the opening of the bridge, babomfia uluimbo lwachipente olotuimba. At somone fyole sa chita. Ukuisa lupidibula ati somone fyo lungu wachita. Bishop, itamuliresa yo. Muri ulia Bishop, tamuliresa. Muri ulia Bishop, muli satana. Panto amuvalesa. Ulia Bishop ngari imbira lesa. Somo nefyo lesa achita. Nomba babu lolo imbolo wako lesa. Elo ba imbira lungu. Elo mwaranda tiyo mkwa it's a Christian nation yaba pente. Mule imbira amalumbo yako lesa. Elo mwatu watiro muntu watiyo mkwa it's a Christian nation. Nonsense. It's not a Christian nation. This is not a Christian government. Tefiteka abana bakuwala SFEO. Tamuliresa. Anyway, if you're cheating, number. During the COVID crisis, we were saying ati bachitaruchirufia baleiva impiesha COVID. We were attacked by the Patriotic Front. No, yota baleiva. We said it. Baleiva. Evidechtika. Baleiva. The audit has found that they mismanaged the billions of kwachas. They mismanaged. The funds were not being controlled by Ministry of Finance. It was being controlled by Abene. Number, we've seen a circular from the secretary to the cabinet. Now, actually, this is comedy. It's extreme comedy. But secretary to the cabinet number now, no, they want to bring this matter to conclusion. The president can't act pantu. Banwanankwe, badjanankwe, no kwiva kwine, vevanankwe. That's why he can't act. Which the act very surprised. Oh, the COVID money has been mismanaged. That's what the audit inquiry has revealed. COVID money has been, what happened? Can we come up with a commission of inquiry? But no action. The minister who is responsible for it, number ever top minister, vice president, top minister. And this president can't act because of that reason. Okay. If you want to join me, there it is. There is the link. Okay, it's coming. So what do you have to say? Mwaba mose bawesu mulalanda. Ero nalitekanye nimwe bamulengo ko bati ndelanda. Nemwine nalitekanya. Nishirandaranda. No. Extremely quiet. Nomba imwe bamwaba mose nimwe mulenga. Okay? Emwine amon shan. Yeah, on Mafishi he commented, but Pamon Toberich the comment. Ero mwasanje bati yo mgwaide Christian kui. Evans, Mr. Munsha, thank you so much for your efforts about Bill 10. You're welcome. We want to know about the eligibility, please. I'm not going to be talking about eligibility. No. I've already made my opinions very clear about eligibility. I've said it. I'm not going to be saying it again. Yeah. I'm not going to say it again. Anyway, some of you wanted a little story about how Americans are voting today. So now, why should we talk about Americans? Well, we must, because Americans are important. So I'm going to just run you through some of the things regarding Americans. And so I'm going to just explain a few things now. You see that this is my work computer, so I have a lot of things open. Anyway, so this is how the American electoral system works. So I'm drawing this map from Real Clear Politics. And so they have this map which you can change. Okay. So there are several states that you need to watch. So how do Americans elect? So in America, America is not like one united country, right? So it's several countries that come together and form one country that they call the United States. So it's not like one big country. So the United States is not like Zambia, which is like one unitary country. No, the United States is a collection of several countries that come together. So all these are the countries. There are about 50 countries, okay? Now they call them states. And so all these countries, they then form the United States. So at its founding, the founders assigned what are known as electoral college votes to every state. So the bigger the state in terms of population, the bigger the electoral college votes. So some states are predominantly one party. For example, in California, it's predominantly blue. When it says blue, it means the Democrats at presidential level dominate. Okay? Is it possible for California to go red and vote a Republican? It's very possible. It has happened before. And so today, there are several states that are just going to be the ones to watch. One is Florida, this one here. Florida is a southern state, so most likely it's a very heavily, you would say, because it's southern, it would lean Republican, but Obama flipped it twice, and it voted for him at least twice. There it is. If you can see, that's Florida. There is Georgia and several others. So the battleground states, okay? So Texas is likely to go Republican, so let me give it to Republicans. Georgia, we don't know. Okay, so let's assume that Georgia goes Republican. It means then that Biden and Harris are about 260 to Trump's 179. Okay, so the issue is Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. These are likely to be the states that determine who is going to win. Okay, so if Biden takes Pennsylvania and he takes Michigan and he takes Wisconsin and he takes Minnesota, it means Biden is elected at 272 electoral college votes. Okay. If, on the other hand, Trump takes Florida, and let's say that, so under this scenario, as long as Biden has taken Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania out of these battleground states, he has won. Okay, it doesn't matter whether Trump carries Florida or North Carolina or Ohio or Iowa or Arizona or Nevada. He's already lost. Okay, so that's why many are going to be watching these states. Now, just to remind you, these states went for Trump in 2016. So Trump won there, and Trump won here. Okay, so he won these states. He, of course, won Arizona, and he won North Carolina. So he won Ohio, and he won Iowa. So from last year, so from 2016, so he had 300 electoral college votes, and Clinton had 232. So this is how the map would look if you are looking at 2016. The challenge is that from this electoral map, Biden has put several of these states in play. So this one is in play, Florida, Pennsylvania is in play, Michigan is in play, Wisconsin is in play. So all these states are in play. And so basically the one who wins in these is going to be the next president. Who it is, I have no idea. And so I leave it up to you to make a judgment of who you think is likely to flip these. Okay, so this is what is happening. So this is being watched. However, it's not critical. Florida is not critical to Biden. Pennsylvania is much more critical to Biden. So if Biden does not carry Pennsylvania, then the chances are going to be pretty slim for him. All right, because then Trump will only need about 20 electoral college votes to win if Biden does not carry Pennsylvania. But I think from what I hear, I think Biden will carry Pennsylvania, and Biden might do far much better. Yeah, so from my estimate, I think Biden will carry all these. My estimate is he will carry Minnesota, carry Wisconsin, and will carry Michigan and will carry Pennsylvania as well, making him get over 270. If Biden carries North Carolina, that is a bonus. If he carries Florida, that would be a bonus. Yeah. Okay. I don't think it's going to be a close election. I think by 10 tonight, we should know who has won and who has lost. Okay. Yeah. I think that's it. I'm going to speak with Mr. Kanika. Let me stop sharing. Did anyone have any questions about the Electoral College? Ernst Piri says, my man Trump is retaining the presidency. Yeah. So Ernst, if you're saying that Trump is retaining the presidency, what you are really saying is going to win, is going to replicate the map from 2016. And I just don't see it myself. I don't think he's likely to replicate that, where he wins Pennsylvania, he wins Michigan, and wins Wisconsin. I really don't, and then hold on to Florida, of course. I really don't see it. I'm sorry. I really don't see it. Yeah. I think Biden, in fact, Arizona itself, which has been reliably red state, is competitive this time, and Biden might just win it. So, and Georgia too. Georgia is also competitive this time around, surprisingly competitive. So if you gave it to Biden already, it's a big win. So these are the states to watch: Florida, Georgia, North Carolina. Of course, Pennsylvania is much more critical. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Kanika, do you have, are you saying anything about this map?
Okay. On that map, what I've seen actually, for me, I'm seeing these elections for the US are going towards the Trump way as compared to the Joe Biden way.
Okay.
Because all the states that you have mentioned, I was watching, I think, 1 hour ago, where Trump was talking about there's something that has happened in the state of is it Pennsylvania? I don't know if the elections have been cancelled or there's an injunction. We don't know what he was trying to say, but there's something that has what he was explaining. So, as much as we are talking about the other states moving from the Republican to the Democrats, I still feel they are going to be maintained. There'll be more states that will come or that will go the Trump way as compared to the other to the Democratic way. The reason is simple. Trump has provided a lot of jobs for Americans, as he brought back the employment industries, and also he has tried at least to stand and fight for dominance of the world economy by China. So that itself makes most of the people of America feel happy, and America wants to be on top all the time.
Okay.
So
Okay. No, Mr. Kanika, first of all, in terms of most Americans actually, like even the last elections, most Americans did not vote for Trump, right? So when you say most, you speak it in terms of the states. Like, which states do you think is likely to carry? Because it's much more on states.
Hello?
Yeah, because the issue is on states, right?
Yes.
So you think that you will win Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, I know is going to carry the day. Trump.
Okay.
Then which other state which you mentioned?
Michigan?
Michigan, no, I don't think so.
Okay. So let's take Michigan blue, and
Yes.
Wisconsin blue
is likely to pull through. Not blue. Is likely to pull through. Take it, give it red.
Which one? Wisconsin?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so our result, okay, it's a lot of states to deal with. Anyway, we are going to know the results at a later stage. Anything else,
Yes.
Mr. Kanika?
The other thing that you wanted to, which I can talk, is over the thing which you are talking about, the audit that has come out, the interim audit for COVID funding.
Yeah.
I think it's very much disappointing in such a way that a government has not paid the civil servants who have been fighting or treating the COVID patients. The frontliner health workers have not been paid their allowances up to today.
Right.
Now you have seen that we have read or we have seen the interim audit report that has come out to indicate that there is a misappropriation of a huge amount of fund, which is about 1.3 billion in terms of awards of contract and that. So if that
Right.
money was well used, you find that even civil servants who are the health workers, the front line health workers would have been paid their allowances, which they have not been paid up to today. And besides that, today I think we have seen the artists receiving huge amount of money. Well, our heroes who are health workers are still not paid their allowances, which they don't know how much money or how much allowance are they going to receive per profession, how much money is a pharmacist going to receive, how much
Yeah.
money a
Yeah.
doctor is going to receive, how much a nurse is
Yeah.
going to receive. They don't
So,
know that.
so, Mr.
So,
Kanika, so
yeah.
the 300,000 that they gave to these artists, how many nurses can that 300,000 pay?
Uh, Look, for a diploma order nurse, the salary is about between 5,400 kwacha to about 6,500 kwacha. So when we say, let's say 6,000 in a 300,000, which they have given one artist, you are, if you divide very well, you are going to find that they are going to give about, if I'm not mistaken, 50 or so health workers are going to be paid in one money for one artist. So
Thank
imagine
you.
those artists that have taken a lot of money. Most nurses would have been paid in terms of
Yeah.
their allowance. Now, what I was talking about, it's a salary. Now, what of the allowances? Allowances are a small amount of money, which
Yeah.
maybe should be less
So,
than 6,000. Yeah.
so the
So
president is broke. The government is broke, and yet they have all this money to throw at artists.
it's very
Yeah.
difficult now to agree
Thank
that
you.
the government is broke if we can see people flashing out checks
You're
from the
right. I agree. Yes,
very
yes. So
difficult, very
thank you. Thank you,
difficult.
Mr. Kaniga. I agree. Let's
Yeah.
speak with Mr. Wiseman. Mr. Wiseman,
Yes, sir. Good evening.
good evening. So are you going to comment on this map? Who do you think is carrying the day in the US?
I think on the US, for me, I'm against Donald Trump.
Okay.
I'm against Donald Trump. I want Donald Trump to rest a bit and give chance to the others.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So
About our affairs in Zambia, say something.
yeah, I think as the previous commenter, just from saying, I was very shocked, Mr. Musha, to see that we are crying about the broke of the government. To see today, not artist, individual, because some of the people who have been given that money, they're not even artists. Imagine
Has that money been given to their companies, or what's going on? And what are they going to use it? Is it just their money, or it's company money?
They are giving it to individual. Kayombo, if you have heard about the name Kayombo, those people who song Dununa Reverse, he has been given 800,000. One person. Mark II has been given 300,000. Slap D has been given 333,000. There is another girl who's not even an artist. I don't even know what she does. She has been given 300. So me, I'm surprised to say, these people, then we have got the money. And for them, they are busy now going through radio station, TV station, to be telling people UPND has denied you representation. And I'm very happy to hear from you, my comrade, who has educated us, the Zambians, about butane. Because now since the fall of butane,
they have been lying,
going to radio station. Yes, today almost all the radio station in Zambia, almost all, they were fooled with PF, and they were just saying, no, UPND has denied disabled to be representing in parliament, youth, women's, and we tried to challenge them, but you know their arrogance, and I'm very happy to be educated by you, my counsel. I think that's why I always like following you, because whatever I get from you, I try to share it from the people who have got no opportunity to be educated as who does
thank you.
that.
Thank you, Wiseman. Much appreciated. Of course, that is the gist of the matter. The Patriotic Front are lying that butane was going to do all these things, and it's all lies. And so, particularly journalists have a responsibility to challenge the Patriotic Front on all these lies. Download the document and ask them to say, "Fyonse Muliranda, tafirimo, tafiremberwe, tafirimo muri butane kanshi. Nomba mulefunye kwiso obufi." It's extremely embarrassing. Obufi. Ubuteko Wabofi. Beginning from Kateka, down ballot, everyone, Ababofi. It's extremely terrible. So it's people like Wiseman, Jerome Kanika, and several other Zambians. Okay? Yeah. I'm not going to comment on individual artists who are given all that money, but I can see several names flashing around. I don't know. Katwish Dimbi, she's an artist. 300,000 in her. But maybe it's company, they're going to come up with something very, very creative and things like that. I hope so. Anyway, who knows? I hope so. So anyone else on which winner are you picking in the States? There is the map. And Natasha Mpela says Trump will win. So for Trump to win again, it's not just saying this person will win. So which states do you think Trump is going to carry? Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, because these are the states that are really going to determine a winner. You think that Trump is going to carry these states, the ones he carried in 2016? I'm quite skeptical. I think Biden will carry these, and Biden will win. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for joining me. We've done an hour today, which is pretty remarkable. What we're going to do here is, if you've not yet liked our page, please do so. If you've not yet subscribed on YouTube to our channel, please do so, because our channel is pretty good. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you sometime after the US elections, okay? And there will definitely be plenty of things to talk about. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless our country.